Is US government hiding red-haired giant of Kandahar? Before listening to this short, controversially informative and eye-opener report, it is important that you know this. United States Special Forces allegedly killed a giant in Kandahar, Afghanistan back in 2002. Reporter and researcher L.A. Marzulli explores the spectacular charge in the newest installment of The Watchers, the blockbuster series investigating the real evidence behind the Nephilim. These creatures were the offspring of the sons of God, the angels, and the daughters of men. In Genesis 6:4 and Numbers 13:33, the Bible speaks of giants populating the earth. When ordinary people saw them, they said, "We were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight." A strange passage, but one Marzulli contends is backed by evidence. What's more, these giants didn't just exist in biblical times but live on through the present day. According to one of the interviews in the program, a special forces team operating in Afghanistan in 2002 encountered one of the creatures while on a patrol looking for a lost unit in an isolated part of the country. Along a goat path near a cave where the team noticed an unusual pattern of rocks, bones, and, ominously, a broken piece of communications equipment of the type used by the American military. While pondering this, the team was surprised by a man at least 12 to 15 feet in height. The creature had long, red hair and skewered. One operator, identified as Dan, with a pike-like weapon. The remainder of the team opened fire, repeatedly shooting the creature in the face and eventually killing it. The full length of the engagement was only 30 seconds. After the battle, while mourning their fallen comrade, the military sent a helicopter to remove the creature. "It was too big, we couldn't move it," the soldier claimed. "It smelled worse than a skunk, a corpse that's been around for a while." The communication was sent out that we had a very large, possibly human creature. But the soldiers were told afterward to rewrite their after-action reports. "So we had to rewrite it the way they wanted it," the man claimed. The soldier confirmed the giant was armed with a weapon similar to the type Marzulli identified as the Nephilim lance, found at another location and tied to other evidence of the existence of this creature. Other sources support this bizarre story. George Norrie, host of the wildly popular radio program Coast to Coast, appears in the film to discuss his interview with a C-130 pilot who claims he transported the giant's corpse back to a base in Ohio. The pilot said the creature was approximately 12 feet tall and weighed approximately 1,100 pounds. "It just sounds like the Nephilim from the Bible, doesn't it?" Norrie enthused. Marzulli blasted what he called a government effort to cover up the spectacular story and prevent those involved from speaking out. "People have a right to know about this stuff," he said. "If there are 15 or 18-footers roaming the earth and our military has brought them down, we have a right as American citizens to know about it. I mean, this isn't classified military stuff. This is something we need to know. And it points back to the biblical prophetic narrative." Another operator who spoke to Marzulli said those in power have a vested interest in keeping the story covered up. "If it points to the Bible's narrative being accurate, they don't want it," he said. "If it goes against Darwinian evolution, it's not to be spoken of." This soldier testified there were rumors at his base in Afghanistan about the engagement with what become known as the Giant of Kandahar. "We started hearing a rumor about a unit that killed what they were calling a really tall person," he told Marzulli. "At first I didn't think anything of it. I come to find out that the person they killed was actually 3 times the size of a man, had extra digits on their hands and on their feet, and had red hair. A special unit had come and wanted this target. We'd heard they'd killed this thing inside a cave or the mouth of a cave." The soldier alleged the rumor was actually widely circulated among military forces in Afghanistan. "There was common knowledge among the military to hear this," he charged. "Years later I came to find out when I had returned from Afghanistan and had met other military members that had not been in the operations with me. if you would bring up the giant of Kandahar they'd know about it. He confessed the story sounds ridiculous. At first you think, this has got to be a joke, this has got to be hoax, he admitted. Then after things go down a certain way, and you keep hearing it, you start to realize it's not a joke. They kept telling us to keep our weapons high, which means normally you are ready to put two in the chest on in the head, but they kept telling us to put it towards a man's head and put it higher. So we would question why do they want us to shoot higher than a man's head. The soldier also said local people told seemingly ridiculous stories about giants who would attack humans, even eat them. Thanks for watching. Like and share and don't forget to leave your comments.